Hey guys, uh, I am tired. Whew. This is after daycare, after work video. Nothing special. Uh, just me. Oh my gosh. You know I'm not married or anything, and I live alone, so probably shouldn't advertise that to the internet. I got a Sandy girl here. I'm just tired, folks. I'm just really tired. I wanted to tell my new subscribers how much I appreciate you. I really do. I just ate some dinner a while ago. It was a soup that my sister made. Really good. It reminded me of the hamburger soup that my dad used to make. I took the meatballs out of it. She put meatballs in it, no, and I just took those out because I just wanted the vegetables ones. Just too tired to like chew a lot. And yes, I am eating off. I've been eating off this cake for like 3 days, something like that. The strawberries. No icing on it. I don't really care for icing very much. So it's like too sweet for me. Whoops. I just thought I'd hop on here. I try not to make this too long because it's after 7. And I'm usually tucking myself into bed by now watching other people on YouTube. Oh, I just want to talk about some things going on in my head. It's very thirsty tonight. It's got my second bottle of water in like 30 minutes. Trying to get my hair down. But I got it up in such a, a way so that I didn't have to use, a scrunchie or anything. I got a little rubber band, but um, I like braided it and then like tucked it up in, like you spread your hair apart and you tuck it up underneath, and then I pulled some hair up and tucked that up under. I used to be able to just literally tie my hair and it would stay back when it was like really long. I'm trying to grow it out again, but y'all, I mean, it's growing, but not like it used to. It's like so much thinner. My hair's never been this thin like this, and it really freaks me out. This morning after my shower, I was combing through it, and I'm not even kidding, y'all. Like several strands were pulled out of my hair, and I'm like, I mean, see, if you look at it on camera, it probably doesn't look that thin, but it is. Like this is my hair. This is all my hair right here. There's none hiding in the back. See, this is it. This is all. I guess there's a little strands, but this right here, this is all my hair. And my hair used to be real thick, real long. Even even like 6 years ago, you know? And I don't know. Maybe it's not always been as thick as I thought it was. Maybe just the length made me think it was thicker. I don't know. Vicky can tell me because she's done my hair a few times. I feel like it's thin, and I feel like it's especially like I take after my grandmother in that I feel like it's thinner here too. You know, like I'm gonna start using that some spray. I don't know what to do about it. I really don't know. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to grow it back out like it used to be. Um, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. It does grow pretty quick. I mean, you can see because my hair needs colored again. So you can see, that it's how much it's grown just since the last time I colored it, which was maybe a month ago. My sister did it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I can fake it like it's full. And it's so hard for me to do stuff with it. I don't even know how to style it anymore. So I just keep it, you know. I keep it up, and I thought maybe it's time for me to quit coloring. That might be what's destroying it. Maybe if I stop, but I can't stop coloring. I don't know. Anyway, my dishwasher didn't sound good. Just something else in this house. I have a toilet that is. This toilet hates me. Thank God I have two bathrooms. The toilet here in my the one everybody uses. I had gotten it to flush. You guys remember? Did you see the video of where I unclogged my toilet? Well, I think I'm gonna have to go through that again because it is not flushing again, and um, it's got leaks out of the tank, and where you turn the water on and off, it's got leaks, and the leak has gotten worse. And I'm almost wondering if the two have anything in common. Is that possible? I mean, if there's a connection there somehow, I don't know, but it's on my last nerve. It is truly on my last nerve. I'm like, I mean, should I tell my landlord about it and tell him I need a new toilet? I mean, it is after all his job, but y'all know I had my landlord kicked out of my garage, so we're not exactly on speaking terms. The less he hears from me, the better. Um, I thought about just buying a new toilet. Then I'm like, I don't want to buy him a new toilet. But I need it still here for like another year or so and some months. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. So I think Saturday, I'm going to get out of this house Saturday. So if I stick to my plans, and I really need to make myself stick to this plan, I think I am going to go and just drive the 2 hours over to the beach so that, I need a mini vacay right now, like right now. Uh, I need to get away from here for the day, you know, half a day, whatever. I need to. As long as I'm back before it gets dark, because I can't drive in the dark. Um, yeah. So I need a mini vacay. So I figure if I spend Saturday, so I should have some good video for you Saturday. If I stick to this, if I don't end up getting tired and being like, oh, I don't want to do it, I don't want to get up and want to drive, then I'd be really upset with myself come Monday. So I'm thinking about getting up Saturday and just driving the 2 hours. I spend that much time running around doing errands, you know. Um, I could be over at the beach, and it's not crowded this time of year, so I could go do that and just have a day, a mini day. I'm tired, y'all. I am so tired. I always get this way, like I get this way, like before when I had a vacation coming up, like I run out of steam or something. But it's more than that. It's next Wednesday on the 29th is the 18th anniversary of my dad's passing, and it literally drains me. I have some guilt when it comes to him passing, and I have a lot of anger also. Um, the last time I saw my dad was during Christmas, uh, 2004. My husband, I was married then. Um, we were in the habit of going to visit him for Christmas. We stayed over on Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Day, something was different. Something was really different. He just did not want us to leave. I have, I have this pain in my neck. He just really did not want us to leave. And I mean, he was literally like getting upset, like angry. It felt angry, but I think it was more of like he was begging us not to go. And things weren't good between him and his wife at the time. And even his wife had an attitude, you know, towards us on that trip. And and now I lived in Tennessee at the time. And I don't know why I said this. My husband had a job that we had to get back to. And but I said, well, maybe we can come down on the weekend or something, during the weekend. And he was like, yeah, if you can come down on the weekends, that would be all right. I feel like that same day before we left, he packed my trunk full of his things, lots of his Christmas stuff, lots of lots of his stuff. And I have a feeling that he did tell me that an angel during that trip, he did tell me that an angel had come to his room, and like told him, or like, I don't know, like he heard what the angel was thinking. I don't know, but he got the gist that he was going home soon, going to heaven soon. That's like the angel. That was a warning, like your time is coming. And I was like, please don't talk like that. And my dad is just one of those people that you just can't see him ever dying, really. He's like the life of the party, always doing stuff. And, but I left and I hugged him, and he told my husband, be good to my girl. Take care of us. Take care of my girl. Of course, he lied and said I will anyway. And on the way home that day, I told my husband, I said, I'm never going to see him again. I get these. I told you guys, if you watch my other videos, I get these feelings and I get these visions. Excuse me. I'm not editing that out. I'm too tired. And I looked at my husband and I said, I'm never going to see him again. Then he goes, do you want to turn around? And I said, no, because yes, but because you've really got to go to work. And that feeling stuck with me. It just stuck with me. And I knew full good and well I wasn't going to go from Tennessee to North Carolina on every weekend. And honestly, I didn't know when I'd get back again. But I wanted to make him feel better or make myself feel better about leaving. And then he called me about 2 weeks before he actually passed away. Well, let me back up. A month before he passed, I had a dream that he died. And then about 2 weeks before he passed, um, he calls me and he says, you almost lost your dad today. And I'm like, what? What happened? And he was working on his church. And a beam came down, and this beam was full of nails, except for this one spot. And the spot that didn't have nails in it hit him right in the back of the head and knocked him to his knees. And I was like, did you go get checked out? And he said, no, I'm okay. I said, I wish you'd get checked out. He didn't. And I still almost wonder if that knocked something, a clot loose or something, because he had heart problems. I mean, I think it was about 17 years he had heart problems. When I was a senior or just graduated, I think he he had quadruple bypass and just had problems with his heart. He was all the time doing this. I don't think I ever saw him that he wasn't doing this. That it always bothered him. And he had nitroglycerin pills at the ready all the time. And you see him pop one now and then because he was in pain, and he was on all kinds of medicine. But I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. And so then when I got the call, I had been on my computer all day. And I remember this was back with Yahoo and dial-up. And I remember logging on. My dad had tried to call me and it went to voicemail. And when I logged on, I messaged him. I said, I noticed that you tried to call me. What's up? He said, nothing. I just wanted to talk. Just to talk. And I fucking purposefully avoided that call because I hate talking on the phone. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't like talking on the phone. Y'all think I'm kidding? If Johnny Depp called my phone, y'all know, watch my videos, how I feel about it. I don't like talking on the phone. So, I'm a texter. I'm a messenger, whatever. It's my introvert. So anyways. And I felt really bad. And then I think that was actually the morning of the day that he passed away. And then, so I was on the internet, which tied up the phone line. And it's funny because I was creating a graphic, a flower, and I was calling it Daddy's Girl. I don't know why. All right, I log off at 9 that evening, and um, before I log off, my mom sends me a message because nobody can get a hold of me, and she says, "Call me now. It's urgent." So she says, "Go get Michael." All right, go get my husband. Now my grandmother was in the hospital at the same time. She says, "Go get your husband. Get Michael." So I hollered for Michael and I said, "This isn't good." I said, "If she wants you with me when she tells me whatever it is you have to tell me, this is either about my grandmother or about my dad. And God forgive me, I was praying it wasn't Daddy. I could handle my grandmother passing. It was expected, you know. She gives my husband, I give my husband the phone, and she tells him, and his chicken shit self didn't tell me. He hands me the phone, and I remember it like it was yesterday. She says, "It's your father. He passed away today." And it did not, my brain could not comprehend that sentence. Could not, would not comprehend that sentence. And I dropped the phone. And my husband leaned in to hug me, and I physically pushed him away. And this is what I do to this day whenever something really bothering me, or I want to grieve, or I feel sad. I'm like, and I don't have my mic hooked up, y'all. And I'm like, get away. Don't touch me. Don't be around me. Just back off. I'm that way when I'm sick too. Just leave me alone. I deal alone. And because I need to grieve the way I need to grieve. I don't need somebody telling me how to grieve. And, or God forbid, sharing their stories with me, because I'm not trying to hear that right now. I need to deal with my grief. And my mom then she's like, "Don't you dare push him away." And I hung the phone up. I called my dad's wife, and I asked what time this happened, and she said it was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He had just taken his medication with his coffee, and he was in the bathroom working on, he was cleaning the paint gun that he was going to go paint the church that day. And she called him into the other bathroom, and now none of this makes any sense to me at all. And now that I think about it, it really doesn't make sense to me. Because his paint gun was in the bathroom that he passed away in. But she said she called him. This is just now dawned on me. She said that she called him into the bathroom because the water in the shower would not turn off. Now, I don't know how it got turned on in the first place. I guess it's possible he carried the paint gun in there with him. But so he gets in the tub and he's fighting with trying to turn it off. And water is spraying, I guess, straight at him. I'm still unclear about those details. And for some reason, the water was getting hotter and hotter. This is what I was told from her. It's getting hot. And she said he didn't know where the cutoff valve was. My daddy built that bathroom. There's no way he didn't know where the cutoff valve was. Anyway. And then she said, the last thing she said to him was, "Don't let so much water get on the floor." And she was putting towels down. And he says, "Well, hand me the shower curtain and I'll wrap it, around so the water won't get on the floor." And she said then the next thing that happened was he according to her, laid his head down on the side of the tub. No clutching his chest. That doesn't sound like a heart attack to me. That sounds like something in your head busting loose. An aneurysm or a clot, something. And then at the funeral, which my sisters and I had no say over, 2 days later, we had to come from other states. Anyway, Told you I have a lot of anger about it. At the funeral, we're lined up, getting ready to go in, and she comes to me, his wife, and she says, if you see a red mark on his forehead, it is where he hit his head on the side of the tub. And I said, didn't you tell me that he just laid his head on the side of the tub? And she said, he did, like that. Anyways, and I told her, I said, no, this has to be closed casket. I'm not gonna, I did not see my daddy open casket. I did not see his dead body. I refused. I did not want that memory in my head. I wanted to remember him from the last time I saw him. So, and I told the funeral guys, whoever, I said, please make sure that casket is closed before we go in because I cannot see that. And they did. They made sure it was closed. It's the only thing I had any say over. And that's because I insisted or I wasn't going in. And then, he's buried away from the rest of the family. He's buried 2 hours away from here. There's just a lot. I feel like we as his children should have been consulted. We should have gotten a say in planning it, but it happened exactly as I dreamt it. I mean, everything exactly as I dreamt it. Crazy. Um, I do have a lot of guilt because I didn't go back. Um, I didn't take his call that day. I was online all day. Um, and I have a lot of anger, not as much as I did have that first year. Oh no, you couldn't say hello to me that first year without me being real angry at you. And you didn't have to do anything to me. It's just part of. And so, um, yeah. So I was, yeah. So it's coming up on that time. It is that time of year, and pretty much from his birthday until, which is in October, until after this passes, I'm I think about him a lot, and I think this year for some reason I'm thinking about him more than usual, missing him more than usual. Um, I'm having dreams. The dreams I have about him are weird. The dreams I have about him are he's alive, but I know he's got a heart issue, and I'm trying to keep him from dying. And in my dreams, sometimes he dies, but comes back to life. When I dream about him, I feel like I'm trying to prevent his death. And I think part of me thinks that if I had gone back every weekend, I could have somehow, I don't know, um, he was only 58. And I'll be 54 in May. And I cannot imagine hitting the age that my dad was when he passed away. I cannot fathom getting older than my dad was when he passed away. And I know myself now, now that I'm in the age bracket that my dad was, I'm like, God, he was so young to be dying. I can't imagine dying now with so much life left. You know, that first year, I did not mean for this to be this long, and I did not mean to go into this. But I guess I needed to talk about it. Um, that entire first year, as I said, I was very angry, and I wanted to feel what my dad was feeling in what killed him. And I don't know if it was his heart. They didn't. Here's the other thing. They didn't call 911 right away. They called his sister, who lived kind of across the street from them. They told me, his wife told me herself, it took them like 30 minutes before they even called the ambulance. And they live out in the sticks. So, and then they, even after 30 minutes, they got there and worked on it for 10 minutes. I'm like, well, why didn't you call them right away? That would have been my first, So there's just a lot about the story that to me never added up. Anyways, a year later, she passed away of Parkinson's. Anyhow, and not buried next to my dad. She's buried next to her first husband in a whole nother grave, whole nother cemetery. That's anyway. But that first year, I wanted to feel what my dad felt, and so I purposefully started eating the way that he always ate, which was terrible. Pork rinds, Vienna sausage, fried this, fried that. I didn't care. I ate potted meat. I ate the worst. I ate everything that you're not supposed to eat. Things that my dad ate growing up and ate all his life every time I saw him. Tomato juice with added salt, whatever. I didn't care. And then lo and behold, I started having chest pains. And I thought, this is it. This is going to kill me now. Um, I went to the emergency room 5 times within a couple of months' time. Each time, they ran all the tests, put me on the oxygen. Not my heart. You're too young for this. I was only like 35 or 36 at the time. Um, and I mean, the pain was unbearable. And then finally, the last time I had went, I really thought I was having a heart attack. I was throwing up in the car all the way to the hospital. I was grabbing the side of the thing. The pain was raising me up off the seat. I told my husband, I'm dying. This is it. I'm gonna die. We get there again, ran all the tests on my heart, which of course immediately makes you calm down. And then I was diagnosed with something called costochondritis, which we in the costo community just call costo. It is an inflammation that happens in your sternum, in your rib cage, right here, and it radiates out through your rib cage. And mine at that time, I also had pleurisy. I had an inflammation of the lining of my lungs, which to this day still happens. Um, any strain, it's brought on by stress, usually a traumatic event. Because I got diagnosed just a few months after my dad passed. So, and uh, and it doesn't go away. I mean, it comes and the symptoms itself comes and goes, but costo, there's no cure. It's like it's kind of an autoimmune thing. Your body just kind of turns on itself, and I've dealt with it now for 18 years. And I'm part of a community in there, and it's good to be able to help other people who are just learning about it and just being diagnosed. Doctors then didn't know a lot about it. They know a lot more now than they used to, but there's still more that needs to be learned about it. It's not life threatening that we know of. It's not life threatening, but it's sure as heck very painful. You feel it mimics. If you want to look up costochondritis, it mimics a heart attack. You feel it. You're and this is one thing that costo people do when we feel it. We press a little, just barely. because if that causes pain, then we know. I've been dealing with it since I've been dealing with it for 18 years. I no longer panic when I start feeling it, which can be a bad thing because if it ever is my heart, I'm going to think it's just costo. Um, it can radiate all the way around to your back. It can radiate up to your shoulders. It can even radiate up to your jaw, because your nerve endings go everywhere. The way I sleep can affect it. Stress definitely. It's one of the biggest factors that do it. When I'm, you know, excuse me, when I'm stressing over the kids or lifting heavy things or just what I do for a living can set it off. Uh, so ibuprofen is a daily part of my life because it keeps it at bay. Um, but knowing that it's not your heart, once you get diagnosed with that, then you can breathe easier because you don't panic anymore. And that's one great thing about the group is that we can tell newcomers who are panicking, look, the first thing you got to do is go see your doctor. Don't let us tell you it's not your heart. Go see your doctor. And then we're like, once you get diagnosed, you can calm down, which is going to help it a lot. It's going to help the symptoms a lot. But yeah, costo is something I got diagnosed with when my dad passed, and I live with it. It's just something that I live with. Um, Most people know about this. I think my family knows I have it. Um, it's just something that I live with. And a costo flare, that's when the pain is, it takes you down. Even if you know what it is, it takes you down because you feel like you're having a heart attack. Um, and it's just, you can't wear a bra, nothing. You don't want anything squeezing your ribs at all. Um, so you can't breathe because of the swelling. Even breathing hurts. So yeah, so that's something that happened to me when my dad passed away too. So a lot a lot changed that year. I didn't mean to start talking about this, but obviously I needed to. And it's easier for me to talk to you guys and talk to a camera than it is to talk to an actual person. I tried seeing a therapist once. This poor woman was having her own issues, which she talked about, and I remember calling her once because I was in a crisis and her mom had she answers the phone crying and her mom had just passed out on the floor. I'm like, look, you go do you, take care of your mom and later. And I dropped her as my therapist. So she had enough going on. She did not need my stuff on top of it. And I haven't been back to a therapist since. I guess I kind of use YouTube in that way. Because a lot of times all you just need to do is talk it out. If y'all watch this whole thing, and I think I know a few people that probably will, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. Yeah, I think Saturday I'm going to make myself carry my butt over the 2 hours over to the beach and just give myself a little mini day thing. So, yeah. Well, you guys, I'm going to go and get into the bed now that I have used up a lot of my evening time. Guys, God bless. Really, thank you for listening to this. I just all over you here, so thank you guys. God bless.